The thought of you giving your attention to someone else is enough to make me lose myself. I'll tear everything down, all the walls I've built to protect us, just to remind you that you're mine, and nothing will ever change that. Every glance you give to someone else is a reminder that I'm losing you. I can't bear it. I'll tear down every piece of what we've built just to hold you close, just to make sure you never look away. I can't control everything, but when it comes to you, I'll do whatever it takes. If you look at someone else, I'll make sure to tear apart the world we've made until you realize how much you mean to me. When you're mine, you're mine. Don't even think about looking at anyone else, because I'll tear everything apart to make sure you never forget that. This love, this bond is sacred to me, and I won't let anyone else threaten it. Love makes us vulnerable, and the thought of you turning your attention to someone else is like a knife to my heart. I'll tear down everything around us just to protect the fragile thing we've built, to remind you where your loyalty belongs. You don't get to look at someone else. I won't let you. The moment you do, I'll tear everything apart and make sure you never forget who you belong to. I'll protect this love at any cost. It's not control, it's protection. When I say I'll tear everything apart if you look at someone else, I mean it. I would destroy this whole world for you, because losing you to someone else would destroy me. The fear of losing you to someone else is enough to tear me apart. I've built a life with you, a world that revolves around us. The thought of you turning to someone else makes me feel like everything is slipping through my fingers. I can't breathe when I think of you looking at someone else. I'll tear everything down just to protect what we have, because if you slip away, I'm lost. You're everything to me, and I can't let anyone else take that from me. Every glance, every smile given to someone else, it all chips away at me. I'll tear apart every hope, every dream, just to make sure you never give your attention to anyone else. You're mine, and I'll remind you of that every day. You don't realize what you mean to me. When you look at someone else, even for a second, it breaks me. I'll tear down everything to protect you, to keep you close, because the idea of losing you is unbearable. I can't stand the thought of you with someone else. If you even think about looking at someone else, I'll tear everything apart. Our love is too precious to let anyone else even get a glance. There's no room for anyone else when it comes to you. I'll tear everything apart, every connection we have, just to make sure you remember that you belong to me. Don't look at anyone else. You don't realize it, but when you look at someone else, it feels like you're tearing us apart. I won't let it happen. I'll destroy everything in my path just to remind you that this love is mine and no one else's. You're mine, and no one else gets to have you. If you even think about looking at someone else, I'll destroy everything around us just to prove how much you mean to me. It's not just jealousy, it's a fear that grips me. The thought of you looking at someone else makes me want to tear everything down. I'll protect you, I'll protect us, no matter what it takes. You are mine, and the world needs to know that. One glance at someone else, and everything I've worked for is on the verge of destruction. Don't test me. I'll do anything to keep you where you belong. The fear of losing you to someone else is suffocating. If you so much as glance at another person, I'll tear everything apart just to remind you of the strength of my love for you. Every second you're distracted by someone else is a second that could tear us apart. I won't let that happen. I'll destroy everything to make sure you remember where your heart belongs. I would do anything to keep you safe, even if it means tearing apart everything around us. If you look at someone else, I'll make sure to remind you how deep my love runs and how nothing, not even a fleeting glance, can threaten us. I can't share you with anyone else. I'll tear everything apart just to protect what's mine, because the thought of you being with anyone else makes my heart shatter. One glance, just one, and everything we've built starts to crumble. I won't stand for it. I'll tear it all down, every promise, every moment, until you see that we belong to each other. When you're mine, you're mine. There's no room for anyone else. If you so much as glance at someone else, I'll tear everything apart to remind you of what you mean to me. If you look at someone else, I won't just be angry. I'll be broken. The thought of you with anyone else makes me feel like I've lost you already, and I'll tear everything apart to make sure I don't lose you. If you so much as look at someone else, I swear I'll tear everything apart. The love we share isn't just something you can walk away from. It's a bond so deep that any distraction threatens to unravel everything we've built. Don't test me, because I'll fight for us, even if it means fighting with you. I can already feel the weight of betrayal just in the thought of you looking at someone else. It's like everything I've given, all the trust and love, crumbles into dust with one fleeting glance. If you think I'll stand by quietly, you've never been more wrong. There's nothing more excruciating than watching the person you love give their attention to someone else. I feel the ground shaking beneath me, and all I want to do is pull everything back, tear down every distraction, and make it clear. This is mine. This is us. It's not about control. It's about the deep, consuming fear that anything less than complete devotion could destroy what we have. One glance, and I see everything falling apart. I can't stand the thought of you slipping away from me. If you even think about looking at someone else, I'll rip apart the very foundations we've built. Every moment with you means the world to me, and I can't bear to lose it to someone else's attention. You're mine, and I'll protect that with everything I have. Love is fragile, and trust even more so. If you so much as glance at another person, it feels like everything I've ever known is being torn away. Don't let my fears consume us. We're stronger than that, but only if we hold on tightly to each other. It's not jealousy, it's a deep, primal instinct to protect what's mine. The thought of you looking at someone else, even for a second, feels like a betrayal I'm not sure I can survive. If I could shield you from the world, I would, but all I can do is guard my heart and pray you'll never give it to anyone else. Every glance at another, every word exchanged with someone else, chips away at my resolve. I've given you my heart, my trust, and my world, and I can't stand the thought of you diverting even a second of attention elsewhere. Don't make me destroy everything we've built. I've never been one to believe in possessiveness, but with you, it's different. You've become everything, and the idea of you looking at someone else makes me lose control. I would tear down every wall just to keep you by my side. If you want to destroy me, if you want to see me unravel, all you have to do is give your attention to someone else. It's not even about you choosing them. It's the fear that I won't be enough to hold your gaze. That thought alone is enough to tear me apart. I can feel it deep within me. The moment you look away, even just for a second, everything we've fought for starts to crumble. I'll tear it all down just to protect us, to make sure you know that what we have is real, and I won't let anyone else take that from me. I won't stand by and let you slip away. One second of doubt, one moment of distraction, and I'll tear apart everything to make sure you remember who you belong to. This love is mine, and I'll fight for it, even if it means tearing everything else apart. You don't understand the depth of what I feel. The thought of you looking at someone else makes me lose everything, my peace, my sanity. If you want to see the depth of my love, just push me far enough, and you'll see how far I'll go to keep you to myself. I don't need anyone else in my life as long as you're here, but the moment you look at someone else, it feels like my whole existence is under threat. You're mine, and I will tear down anyone or anything that tries to take you away from me. If I could wrap you in a bubble, keep you from the world, I would. I'll tear down everything to make sure no one else has a chance to take what's mine. The thought of you looking elsewhere makes my heart shatter in a way I can't explain. There's something primal in the way I feel about you. You're mine, and I'll fight for that, even if it means tearing apart everything in my path. I can't stand the thought of someone else slipping into your world when it's always been me. I can't control everything, but this I can. If you so much as look at anyone else, I'll break down every barrier and rebuild it in my image. I'll do anything to make sure you understand that my love is all consuming and nothing can replace it. I would burn everything to the ground if it meant you'd only see me. That's how deep my love for you runs. One stray glance, 1 second of attention to someone else, and I'll destroy everything around us, just to remind you what we're meant to be. You don't realize it, but every time you look at someone else, it feels like a betrayal. I won't stand for it. I'll tear everything apart, every dream, every promise we've made, just to make sure you understand that I will never share you with anyone else.